Okay, hello everyone. Here we are again at Chagford Cricket Club. Quickly pan around for you to show, just to prove it. We are playing a club today which has some history in Plymouth. They're an amalgamation of two Plymouth cricket clubs, Plymouth Civil Service and Roborough. And they've amalgamated themselves into Plymouth Civil Service and Roborough Cricket Club, which I gather is a name they cheekily coined themselves. But quite a capable lot they are on past performance. I noticed one or two really quite capable batsmen amongst them that I know. So we have a tough game today. We've got to be on the top of our form, which is what we always try to be. So we've gone through the pre-match training and preparation. We are batting first, so our opening pair, Stuart Lipo and Harry Mount, will be walking onto the pitch quite shortly. I shall try and show you that if I can. The weather today is a little cloudy. There are some threats of rain. We don't know exactly when, possibly later in the afternoon, but we're not going to take account of that in our planning today. And we'll carry on as if it wasn't going to rain and look to just play to our original plan. So yeah, we're batting first. The top five has been settled, and then we'll be planning after that to see what's going on in terms of the game. As you can see, Plymouth Civil Service and Roborough are setting themselves up on the pitch. No, I don't think they're going to field with three slips and a gully. Although you never know, they might. They might. That'd be an interesting thing to see. But we'll see what happens. Umpire Taylor there, just setting up his stumps. Let's see if this thing works to zoom. Is it going to? No, I fear not. Never mind. And I'm going to keep the camera, if I can, on the pitch today, whilst I think the term is narrate to camera. So let's have a quick wash-up of last week's game. We played away. I can't immediately remember who against at this stage, but it will come to me in a minute. It was the same team as we played at home first game of the season, and as you may have realised, we're into the second half of the season now. So we bowled first, elected to bowl, and we immediately got wickets, which was very useful. The top three batsmen were out for not very many runs on the other side. It was played at Ford Park, that game. I'm still trying to call to my memory the name of the club. It will come to me in a minute. And anyway, they ended up with approximately 102, and they were all out. And we ran out winners at 103 or so for 8, which is quite satisfying in terms of the fact that we had a slightly depleted side. We've strengthened ourselves a little bit more now, although our regular captain, Jake, is still not about. He's got married, so we've let him have some time off. So he's on his honeymoon, such as it is, just now, and I suspect he'll probably return next week. So Plymouth Civil Service and Roborough then. They're around halfway up the league, I gather, at this stage from my researches, and doing reasonably well. They play at a ground that we weren't able to see last time around when we visited them because rain stopped the game from happening. But they play at the old Royal Naval Engineering, or the former Royal Naval Engineering College at Manadon, which is just north of the centre of Plymouth, across the A38. As I said, it used to be the Royal Naval School of Engineering, where officers were trained in engineering, but is now a housing estate, the campus having largely been sold, but the original cricket ground, which can be seen from the original photographs, is still there. I gather that the clubhouse is still there, but I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, having not been down there. I would have been quite happy to go down there and narrate a little of the history of Manadon to you, but I won't do that today. I won't disturb you with that. Instead, we have other news to show you as I walk under the oak tree here. As you can see, at the first game of the season, there weren't many leaves on it now. It's now resplendent in oak leaves, which is all rather nice, and a herald of the summer that we are, shall we say, enjoying. So, as you can see, I mentioned a few weeks ago that we were going to put in some nets in the corner of the pitch. Well, that work has now begun. And what we can see here, I'll just hold this up a little bit higher so that you can see it for yourselves. is the beginnings of what I believe to be a 3-lane net, which is going to be an absolutely terrific facility. Artificial wicket net, and the foundations are now going in. It'll be a few weeks before they're complete, and after the foundations have gone in and the undersurfaces have been laid, I suspect the framework will be laid onto the top of that. And after that they'll be allowed to settle, and we'll be playing on these before the end of the season. I wonder if we could take bets on who is likely to be the first to play on these on this artificial track. I suppose I ought to start a sweepstake now, but I never was a bookmaker, so I couldn't really do that. But you can decide amongst yourselves. I address myself particularly to members of Chagford Cricket Club, and any other watchers that care to look at this. I gather that the seasoned, I think they're called YouTubers, tend to ask people to, I think it's like, share and subscribe. And I'm quite happy. I've got a few subscribers, not many, just a few. And I don't really want to achieve very much notoriety for this. I just like to be able to present cricket in Devon, which is one of my chief delights come a summer Saturday. So there we are. The batsmen have just walked onto the pitch. Umpire Taylor is just readying himself. Again, we can see at the non-striker's end, Harry Mount there with his languid stance, waiting there. Is just beginning to switch himself on, and Stuart Lipo taking strike for the first ball here. He's just taken a guard there. Maybe we'll talk about guards another time, but not on this occasion. We've got a reasonably pacey bowler, I suspect, coming in, and the wicketkeeper is making himself ready there. And we'll see the first ball as we go along. And we've got a temporary umpire coming along here to do his bit. That's, there he is, going off to square leg. That won't take very long to do. And then play will commence when umpire Taylor has decided that all is ready. He'll check with the scorers, who are sat up in their little cubby hole in the corner of the building there. We've seen that before, and he's called play, and good play gets underway now. So the bowler runs up, overcomes his arm, and Stuart leaves alone outside the off stump, and there is no run. So we'll just look at this for a short while again. As we go round, I'm going to look from more or less behind the striking batsman's shoulder here, and we'll see how that works. And again, bowler coming in, second ball, and away it goes. And that's been struck away smartly past square leg for 4 runs. So that's 4 runs off the second ball, off a short pitch delivery, which I have to say sat up just a little bit there. It was a very inviting stroke for the batsman to play, and Stuart put it away. So that's a bit of a statement to the bowlers. I think our bowlers are going to learn something from that. They've got to get the ball up to the batsman and let the pitch do its work. But there we are. So we'll not make any predictions yet, but here we go again. Bowler comes in. He's going to want to get this one right, and there we go. It's on a length, played off the back foot by Stuart there, out into the extra cover area, and was fielded, and there is no run. Whoops, didn't quite keep the ball off the ground there. That works for us. If the ball gets wet, it gets harder to bowl, so we're going to have to attend to that ourselves. So we have a wicket-keeper, first slip here. That's outside the off stump and left alone. There's a gully, ball's going to there. There's cover point, and extra covers avoided, gone to that's a cover and then an extra cover. It went to the mid off. Round to the leg side we have a mid on, we have a mid wicket and a square leg, and that's the extent of, and that's away. That was misfielded there by the extra cover player, and that's gone out for a single. They've taken a quick single, and Harry's very quick off the mark there, makes a second run and turns 1 into 2 there. And that's a great piece of cricket. That's exactly what we've been training and coaching for these long weeks, and good to see that's coming to its own there, which is very, very nice. So here we go. Next ball, bowler comes in and bowls, and again played off the back foot. Ball seems to sit up quite nicely there, and that is the over. So umpire Taylor, I think, will umpire both ends here, it's looking like. What a shame I can't zoom on this. I really must try and get that to work if I can, because it's a really annoying thing that I can't, because I'd like to be able to show you this from a little bit closer perspective. It would be much nicer. So at the end of the first over there, we're 6 runs for no wicket. So from little beginnings, do good innings make. We have to do our job now, work quietly and efficiently with the batting, keep concentrating, keep ourselves up together, and we'll crack on from there. So we'll see where we go. Just a quick moving of the sight screen there. You will have seen Richard Taylor there, our umpire, holding his arm up. The idea of that is he's standing at the point where the bowler would bowl, showing the batsman where the bowler's arm would be as he delivers the ball, which allows the batsman to see that the sight screen is actually behind his arm. So bowler comes in, Harry plays off the front foot there, and there is no runs. He played the ball straight back to the bowler, so steady and firm in defence. And again, we have much the same field coming up the non-existent hill as we did coming down it, so I won't repeat that to you now. Bowler comes in and bowls, and slightly half and half there, slightly on the front foot there. He's pressing forward, Harry. It's a very natural part of his game anyway. So here we go. So I'm going to move back and just push us off the pitch now and then towards the clubhouse. You can see our hoardings for our sponsors here. Very pleased to be supported by Highline Management Consultancy and Training, and also Knight Frank Residential Sales. We thank them for their sponsorship of Chagford Cricket Club this year. We're very grateful to them for that. And as we move across here, we have the scorers sitting here. The lady here, lovely as she is, Sandy there, just hiding behind the screen there, and we've got Adam doing his thing over there. Good for him. And yes, we know that they're doing a fantastic job there, and we're very grateful to them both. So here we go, going to move away. We've got a late arrival here, someone coming to look at the game, which is jolly splendid. So we'll just wrap it up this week, I think. We'll just move quickly around, have a quick look at the rest of the pitch. And I won't do a report later on. I shall do a wash-up next week, and with the weather permitting, it looks like it will permit us. We shall be travelling to Lustley, which is a picturesque country ground, and we'll be playing them on Saturday. So we'll see how that goes. And until then, thank you very much for tuning in to my peregrination around the pitch, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks very much.